in on the day 3. Let me also send in a reminder. Great. Okay. So the people who are watching us on our social channels like YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, I request you to check for the link in the description where you can find the link for the Zoom session. I request you to join there and interact with us directly. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Hiren. Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you, Sujit. Thank you, Samalaya. A lot of people who are joining in on social channels and on Zoom. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined in. Amazing. Okay, so today we will have a shorter session where we'll be covering lists. Okay, so let me share the link to this session. Okay, so I have pasted the link for today's practice exercise on the chat, right? Great. Let me also share it for our friends on YouTube. Yes. Very good evening, DK sir. Okay, let's begin. So how many of you are able to log into the exercise link given? Amazing. So let me share my screen. Today we will be covering lists. Okay. Give me a second. Yes, we are waiting for a few more people to join. Okay, so here's the link. Okay, so the exercise link is shared. So let me screen share and let's begin. Okay, let me know if you're able to see my screen. Amazing. So we are on our session where till yesterday we have learned about conditionals. Today we are going to learn about lists. If time permits, we'll also get into loops or we'll pick it up from tomorrow itself, right? So that's not a problem. Okay, so till now we have understood the concepts, the foundational concepts. Now we'll also understand a little about lists. Okay, so now you can go and pick up the first exercise here. So right now what we are going to do is we are going to add in a new list, right? So how do you define a list? You give the name of the variable and then you open the square brackets or the square parentheses. Then you give the list of items separated by a comma, right? So if you are saying Alex, comma, and then you have to give the double quotes if it's a string, right? So you are going to say Alex, Bob, then let's just say Karen. Okay, so now what happens is we have given a list of family which has 3 members in it: Alex, Bob, and Karen. Now if length of the family is greater than 0, now here is one of the conditional. In this condition, you can see that it is going to print the first statement, which is sweet mom is family of 0. So here we are accessing by index, right? So the index 0 means the first element. Then caring dad is family 1, meaning Bob will come in here. Caring dad is Bob. The second number will be listed here. The elder one, the first child, the name would be given as Karen, right? So if you print family, it is going to print the whole list. Okay, so let me run this and show. It is very much similar to strings only accessing, but this is how you define a list and you also access it, right? Sweet mom is Alex, caring dad is Bob, elder one is Karen. Okay, so this is how you create a list. Okay, so how many of you have understood this particular exercise that we have done here? If you understood, type U in the chat box. Amazing. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you so much, DK sir. Let me once, make it clear. Now, if you look at the exercise here, we are going to learn about lists. Like, so now what do we do in strings? For example, let's just say we are going to say string1. Now we are going to say string is, let's just say, Sach. Okay, so now how are you going to access each of the element? If I'm going to say print string 1, and here in the brackets I'm going to say 0, it's going to pick the first character of that particular string. Okay, so if I'm going to run it, it has picked S. So if I'm going to say the name of the string and then the next another letter, another number, it will go to index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will print H, right? So it is going to access the strings character by that index, that number we are giving. Okay, but now if you want to do something similar with not just characters of a string but a list of strings, right? So that is where we use lists. And how do we define lists is we are going to start the name of with the name of the variable and give a square bracket and then say first string comma second string or third string, right? So then what is going to happen is a list gets defined. So if I'm going to print this list called family, is going to print all the 3 members in that particular list. Okay, so is that clear, DK sir? Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Vijay. Now, if at all you want to access any of the members, like how we do for strings, you can do the same like this, right? So let's just say the first member name is mom, and then the second is dad, and the third one is the elder one. So if I run this, okay, so let me just remove the indentation here. It's have to be, yeah. So now you can see that the sweet mom is Alex because here this is the string. Then we have said plus and then family of 0, so which means the first member of the family. Then we are going to access the family of 1, which means the second member of the family. Then the third member of the family, right? So is that clear, DK sir now? Okay. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Shyam. Great. Okay. So now that is how you create a list, and that is how you access members of a list. Okay. Now, if at all you want to add a new member to that particular family, you use a function called append. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, to this particular family, I am going to add a member. Then first I'll use the name of that particular list, then say dot append, and within brackets I say the new member's name. Okay. Now then I'm going to print the family. Okay, so let us remove this length particular here. People who are running it along with me, I request you to take a screenshot so that you can run it on your own. Okay, and put the screenshot on the group like we do every day. Now if I run this, now you can see that in the new list, Sachi also got added. So how did it get added? Because we use this function called dot append, which means add to end, right? So you're going to append it to the list called family, right? I hope that is clear. Amazing. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, if at all you want to update any particular member, you can even do that by using it in this particular fashion. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, now family of 3, meaning in this particular list called family, you can identify the index, like in the third member, which means 0 1 2 3 0 1 2 3. So you want to update this particular member. So how do you do that? You say, you give a new value to it. So now family at index 3 is going to be the new value, right? So earlier it was Alex, Bob, Karen, Sachi. Now it will be Alex, Bob, Karen, Sabyasachi. So it will be the full name. So this is how you update a list item. Okay. So let us try to add this particular, update this particular member. Okay. I'm going to run it. Now you can see that the fourth member got updated, right? Amazing, right? Thank you so much for the new members who have joined. People who are watching us on Zoom, I request you to go into the chat and click on the Zoom link and join us live. Okay, that's great. Okay, thank you so much, DK. Thank you so much, Manoranjan sir. Thank you, Rishabh. Right. So I'm just going to repeat this for people who have joined late also. Now we have created a list variable family and given it a list. So now what is a list? It is a collection of various items. Now in that we have given strings. We have given 3 strings. Now if you print these particular strings, you will get this result, right? So whatever you have given here, you will get that particular result. Okay. Now if at all you want to, instead of accessing the whole list, if you want to access the 0th member, first member and second member, so you can go and access in this particular way, saying the name of the list and the index of that particular member, right? So at 0 we have Alex, so it is going to say print sweet mom is whatever is there at family of 0, right? So here you are going to get Alex. Okay, then the caring dad is the second member, is going to come here, then third member. If at all you want to add anything to that particular list, you can use this function that we use for lists, which is dot append. You give the list name and say dot append, and then give the new members, right? So this is how you add a member. Okay, and then you can update a member by giving the new value to that particular index, right? So if you print, you will have the updated family or updated list, right? So how many of you understood this? Type U in the chat box. Thank you so much, DK. People who have joined just now, if you have understood this, type U in the chat box. Hey Rehman, hello Sudhakar sir. Hey Abdul. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thanks for letting us know that you understood this. Great. Okay. So now that is clear. So today we'll be covering the portion of lists. I'm happy that you have been through with us for all of the previous sessions also. We have covered, I know how to do printing and how to use variables. Then we have covered conditionals. Then we have covered functions, right? Yesterday. Now today we are covering lists. A list is something which is a collection of multiple items, right? So here we created a list of strings. Okay, so I'd request everyone to take a screenshot of this so that you can do it on your own. Great. Amazing. Hope everyone has done taking the screenshot. Great. So we will create one more list, which is a list of numbers. Okay, here we had a list of strings, right? So now we are going to do a list of numbers. Now we are creating another list, and the syntax is like this. You say equal to and then square brackets 5 6 7 8. Now this is a list of numbers, and here you are going to say print adding the numbers at index 0 and 2, right? And you're going to say number, the name of the list and the 0 index, plus numbers, which is name of the list, and this next index. So it is what it is going to do. It will add the first member, 0th member, and this second member, right? So it will add 5 plus 7 and print that. Okay, first let us try to print that. Okay, so I'll just run it. So now you can see that adding the numbers at indices 0 and 2, the result is 12, right? So how many of you understood this? Type U in the chat box. Thank you Sushmita. Thank you Roshni. Thank you DK. Thank you Vijay. Thank you Sham. That's great. Okay, so people who have joined in late, if you do not have the exercise link, let me share it. Yes, so you can practice by exercise using this particular link. Okay, so now that we've understood a little about lists, I request you to do a little more practice on the same so that becomes more and more clearer. Okay, great. So the people who have understood this, type U in the chat box. Or people who would want me to repeat, type R in the chat box. Sham says he's understood. Irfan says repeat. Yes. Understood or repeat? U or R? Great. Okay. DK, I thought you were on the U side. Great. Okay. So I'm going to repeat the strings, the list portion. Okay. So now, how do you create a list? You write name of list. I'm naming the list as name of list only, and then I'm going to open square brackets. Okay, then I'm going to give, you can either make it a numbers list. Okay, let's just say I'm going to say 1 2 3 4. Okay, and I'm going to make another list 2, and I'm going to give it a list. This is a string list. Let's just say we have here DK, Irfan, we have, okay, so you need separate double quotes. Irfan, whose names are shorter. Okay, let's say Manoranjan. Okay, so now this is the name of the name items in that particular list. Okay, thank you so much, DK. Right. So now we have two lists. One is a number list of numbers. The second one is a list of strings. Okay, so now if I want to say, if I want to know who is at the third position, right? So now this is 0, 1, and 2, right? So if I want to say, let's just say I'm going to say print. First, I'll give a statement like first to join the class, okay, was, and I'm going to say comma, or I can say plus, and then again I'm going to say list 2, and in square brackets I'm going to say 0. Okay, so what this will do, it will say, it will pick whoever is there at list 2, 0, and print it there. So I'm going to say run. So first to join the class was DK, right? So I'm just going to give a space here. You can see that it does come. If I want to say if I change the index here 0, 1, 2, you can say the first to join the class was Manoranjan. Now you have I made a list and you have accessed the list also. Now if at all you want to add another member to that particular list, let's say I'm going to use this particular function dot append. Now how do I do it? I'm going to say Rishabh, right? List 2 dot append. I am going to say Rishabh, and I am going to run it. So it will add Rishabh to the list. Now I'm going to say print list 2. Okay, I'm going to run it. Now you can see that Rishabh got added to that particular list, right? So how many of you understood this now? Type U in the chat box. Hey, thank you, DK. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Sham. Thank you, Roshni. Thank you, Sujit. That's great. So that was more about our lists and a few exercises related to lists. Okay, thank you so much, Rishabh. You understood because your name was there. Okay, thanks anyway for that. Right. So these particular exercises are part of our bigger course, which is AI Bronze, about which we will be discussing tomorrow and day after also. I would request you to come forward, and tomorrow we'll also be learning a little about loops, right? So we'll learn a little about loops also. And later we'll also learn about what is your next steps that you can take after learning a basics of Python. How can you make a career out of it? How big the offer the market can give, and how can you get started and get into a job role or an IT workforce also. Right. Thank you so much for joining in today's short session. Thank you so much, and looking forward to see you tomorrow also. And people who have joined yesterday, maybe you are aware about what is the AI Bronze also. But for the new members who are joining today, AI Bronze is our bigger signature course where we talk about data science, where we actually equip with more exercises and make you understand like how we are making Python easy. We make data science easy for you, where more experts will come in and teach you. If you enroll for a course like data science, you can aim for data science related jobs, right? So that is how we go forward. People who have finished today's exercises, I request you to take screenshots of your exercise and put it on the group. People who have joined late, you can go ahead and watch the recording and also finish it, right? Yeah, no, so the graduation day would be day after, but thank you so much for joining in. And also people, we are really excited about the graduation day, where we'll be giving the certificates also, and we'll also be telling you more about our program and what all the industry of AI has to offer. Okay, thank you so much. See you all tomorrow. Thank you, Prashant.